War Room Hockey Podcast back with you. This week is a special short episode. We are making this the 43rd episode of the podcast, but this is a episode that is dedicated for the next few minutes and only few minutes to the situation that occurred last night between the St. Louis Blues and Anaheim Ducks. First period of a 1-1 hockey game. Jay Bouwmeester, defenseman, 17-plus seasons in the NHL, had a cardiac event on the St. Louis Blues bench and collapsed. Vince Dunn, the closest to him, immediately began alerting and screaming, and everybody involved began yelling for doctors and trainers. Jay Bouwmeester was lifted and removed from the game via stretcher. And the positive is that he was alert on the way to the hospital, that the Blues players FaceTimed him while he was in hospital, or while he is in hospital. He still is undergoing tests. And that is such a blessing and a very, very good thing to hear. But it is a credit to Steve Ott and his urgency, Vince Dunn, the entire Blues organization for their urgency with their teammate and their brother, but also the Anaheim Ducks players for their help. Ryan Getzlaff helping remove the bench from the guest bench, the St. Louis bench, removing the actual bench seating off the bench to make room for doctors to work with Jay Bouwmeester. It is a credit to the installation of defibrillators in arenas and venues where sporting events, concerts, anything of that nature occurs, and it is a credit to the doctors in Anaheim, the training staff, and everybody who jumped to Jay's aid without question, without hesitation. It is because of them that not only Jay Bouwmeester, but guys like Rich Peverly as well, from a few years ago, are able to go home to their families. And we are talking about them in a positive and affirming light, and rather than a remembrance sort of way. So it is a credit to the doctors and everybody involved. It goes to show you how sport in general, but how the game of hockey especially really brings people together, and it really is a brotherhood from all levels. I've been very open and critical of youth hockey from my own personal experience. None of what I'm saying doesn't make my criticisms untrue, but I have been very critical. However, hockey at all levels, in general, for the most part, with a few exceptions, of course, such as the life and such as anything, really, there's always the exceptions. Hockey in general is a family, and whether you are going to battle every night in different jerseys, different uniforms, different cities, different organizations, or you're lining up next to them as teammates, hockey is a brotherhood. And it is moments like last night between Anaheim and St. Louis where that shines through. So if there is any indication as to why hockey is the greatest sport in the world, with some of the greatest men and the greatest athletes in the world, look no further than the Rich Peverly incident a few years ago and the Jay Bouwmeester incident last night. So us here at War Room, the hockey podcast, around the hockey world, we give our love, our prayers, our blessings, our best, our supportive and loving hand to the Bouwmeester family, as well as Jay, and to everybody in the hockey community. kind of puts you in a position where you need to realize that at the end of the day, at a professional level, it is what you do to support your family, but it is a game. It is a game we all love, but it is a game, and health and well-being should always come first. And it is amazing again and again, and I'll repeat it over and over if I have to, the efforts that the doctors and everybody put in last night, that goes to show you that it is just a game and that there are more important things. And that shines through with how they handled it afterwards. The NHL came out and they said that the game would not continue. 1-1 hockey game in the first period. Anaheim, St. Louis, the coaching staffs, management, and the league all came together and agreed that the game would not continue, that the importance was Jay Bouwmeester and his family and his health and his well-being, and that they would not do anything to lessen that. But also, from the players' perspective, there was no way they'd be able to go out and compete. So they did the right thing, and they postponed the game. The game will be played at a later date, which is to be determined. So applause to the league, applause to both organizations for that. Hockey is a family, and it shone through last night. So prayers and blessings from War Room, the Hockey Podcast, to Jay Bouwmeester and his family, and to those around the hockey community through all this. It is a shame in today's world and society that tragedies and events such as these are what it takes to bring people together in any kind of way. But it is better than nothing. And if there is a sport, if there's an avenue, if there's a place where people are brought together more consistently than any other place, it is the world of hockey. And so to Jay and his family, all the prayers and blessings to you. To those immediately affected by this in the hockey community, prayers and blessings to you as well. Stay strong. Jay, get better. We at War Room are not assuming that Jay listens to us, but Jay, rest up, get better. Your family needs you more than the ice needs you. But what a wonderful thing it will be when you are able to get back on the ice again. So get better, rest, and heal. Our love and our prayers are with you, and you have all of God's blessings coming your way with the doctors and everything that happened last night. So cheers to you. Rest up, heal, get better. Hug your loved ones. Get checked out. Go to the doctor. Have your heart checked. Get annual checkups. Do what you need to do. And keep yourself healthy, and most importantly, keep yourself safe. War Room Hockey Podcast, episode 43 this week. A touch on and a message and a tribute for Jay Bouwmeester. Well-respected defenseman, well-respected guy in the hockey community and in the National Hockey League. He plays the game the right way, and 17-plus years in the NHL is the reason why. So to Jay, thank you for loving the game the right way, for treating your teammates and your opponents with respect, and get better, rest, and heal. The game and your family all need you back. So get better, get on your feet. Our love is with you. War Room the Hockey Podcast, Evan Rauer here. I thank you for your patience, and I thank you for joining this week for a very, very short episode, but a meaningful episode to leave time and space for Jay Bouwmeester and his family. So I'm Evan Rauer with War Room the Hockey Podcast, and I will see you all throughout the hockey community. Cheers.